Lebanon is in danger. The Lebanese state is in danger. Lebanon's people are in danger. That's why we will not remain silent. We will not be afraid. We will not surrender to the de facto situation. And we will raise our voices loudly and resoundingly until the situation changes. This is just one of the statements that the opposition March 14 Alliance made last week after they agreed to work on bringing down the government. And just 2 days ago, Lebanon Speaker Nabih Berri decided to postpone the upcoming parliament session set for November 7th until an indefinite date amid March 14's boycott of the assembly. Now, President Michel Sleiman said the door is still open for the formation of a national unity government, and Prime Minister Najib Mikati has called for more government productivity pending the end of the president's consultations with political figures to resolve the political deadlock. This all comes as March 14 continued to accuse Mikati's cabinet of failing to provide stability and blaming it for the covering up the October 19 assassination of Internal Security Forces Intelligence Bureau head Brigadier General Wissam al-Hassan. Here to help us discuss all these matters further is former Interior Minister Ziad Baroud. Welcome, Mr. Baroud.
Thank you, Yemna.
So, elections are expected next year, but with the current crisis, do you think they will take place?
That's the question I wanted to ask you, actually. Are we sure that we're going to have elections next year? I mean, in May. It's less than in a year. The answer is yes, according to the law, according to what Lebanese people would like to see happening. You cannot postpone your elections in Lebanon at a time when all Arab countries are going, are electing for the first time for some of them and voting for parliaments and presidents. So I think that we need definitely to insist on having elections in 2013. But the question is how to do it, which law would be ruling the elections, which cabinet. The opposition is very clear on that. The opposition is saying we do not trust the current cabinet. So this is major.
Do you trust the current cabinet?
It's not a matter of persons. It's a matter of political ambiance. It's the way you see it. It's the law primarily.
But do you trust that if this government remains in place until the elections, do you think this is an honest, reliable government?
Before the assassination of Brigadier General al-Hassan, even the opposition was not very keen on changing the government. I think things went totally differently lately, in the late, after the 19th of October. Now, yes, it's a matter of trust, but again, it's a matter of, what would be the electoral law to start with? And then, I have always called for an independent commission to run elections.
This brings me to my second question, which is basically the March 14 which is led by former Prime Minister Saad Hariri, is calling to form an unbiased system of elections. And what I want to know is what changes can happen in the electoral law that could bring about an impartial system of elections?
Mainly the establishment of an independent commission, the way it has been done in Iraq, in Tunisia, in Palestine, in India. The worldwide trend is to have independent commissions, not ministries of interior. And I'm not talking about any minister of interior. It's the fact, it's the idea of having an impartial body, a specialized body actually to organize elections. And I think that the best way of doing this would be an independent commission, and Lebanon can do it, and Lebanon should do it, because you're never really sure, you can never be sure of having an impartial Minister of Interior. And even if the Minister of Interior...
as the former
I'm speaking
Minister
about
of
myself,
Interior.
Not about the current or the previous or the upcoming. I'm saying that any person in Lebanon cannot be totally neutral. He can be independent, yes, but he cannot be totally neutral. And he cannot really... he can try to be at equal distance from all parties. That's what I did in 2009 elections. But it's not easy. I'm telling you by experience that it's very hard to do so. That's why I believe in independent commissions. I believe in specialized bodies that could really take things to an upper level, to a better way of organizing elections. This is a science, I would say, organizing elections, and and it's not only the minister, it's also the whole apparatus. It's the muhafiz, the governor, it's the qa'im maqam, all civil servants who are appointed. Let us remember that in Council of Ministers, they are appointed politically. I mean, the governor is appointed by the two-thirds majority, and it's political. So it's never, he cannot be, not, I mean, he's not biased, but he's politically appointed. So I believe in institutions. I prefer institutions that offer guarantees rather than people who can not really offer the same guarantees.
You were saying earlier that on October 19th, it was a turning point.
Yes.
Because after the assassination of Issam al-Hassan, things have changed. And March 14 asked that the investigations, which are currently ongoing, be transferred to eventually the Special Tribunal for Lebanon. Do you think that's a wise decision?
This is always possible. This is likely to happen, provided connexity is proven. You know that according to the bylaws and to the rules of the Special Tribunal for Lebanon, any assassination can fall under the jurisdiction of the tribunal, provided we can prove that it is linked to the assassination of former Prime Minister Rafiq Hariri. So technically, it is feasible, it is possible. The opposition can call for this, I mean, for transferring the assassination to the Special Tribunal. But again, the Special Tribunal itself will have to prove that there is connexity. And even if nobody asks for this transfer, the tribunal itself, if during the investigation anything relating to the 14th of February 2005 assassination is proven, it will be immediately and I would say automatically transferred to the tribunal. Now the Council of Ministers, the cabinet, decided to transfer the assassination to the higher court, the Majlis Adli, which is something I mean that should have been done anyway. Now it doesn't mean that the Special Tribunal cannot at any time be seized by this.